Hey everyone. Alright, so I've been working a little bit more on this, and I made a change recently and also fixed some bugs as well. Um, One of the reasons why the damage numbers were still showing up is that I never actually activated the gameplay settings and stuff. So now it's set up to be approximately what single player would have. And also, I went ahead and made sure that the player had access to grenades um, in the default loadout, and a lot of polishing. Also, like if you killed yourself on a hazard, it wouldn't have counted, and you could just respawn. That's fixed now. So one of the changes that I made is that I'm making more heavy use of point of interests, and I don't know, I feel dirty doing this because uh, in a Doom 2 didn't really need this stuff, but for some reason I just feel a little bit like there has to be some kind of indication of where you need to go next. I don't know. It might be overdoing it, but in this particular case up here, like when you go this way, because of the fact that I can't change the geometry in the world space itself, that I can't actually like modify where this area is here, and be able to put a door here, for example. I'm in a situation where I don't really have a choice but to put the switch in an awkward spot that's not looking at the door. In a perfect world, what I would do is I would get rid of this wall right here, and I would have this door like here somewhere, and like then it would just go into this hallway. That way I can get away with actually having the switch. You flip the switch, and then the door in plain sight opens up, right? Um, But as it stands right now, I don't know. So I'm gonna like, and to get back to the point of what I was talking about when it came to the objective markers, is that this part is really difficult without objective markers. But I kind of feel a little bit like objective markers are kind of a crutch, and they aren't like the levels should be built in a way where objective markers are simply not necessary, right? I mean, I, maybe that's going against a lot of modern design philosophies. Even Doom 4's single player itself gives you these objective markers, and they kind of tell you where to go next. But should that sort of thing really ever be necessary? I mean, chances are, if you're using objective markers, then maybe that's a problem with the design of the level, not a problem with yeah, it's a band-aid, right? So maybe I will have to like kind of rethink this. The only thing is that it's set up in such a really great way right now. I don't know. So I'm battling whether or not I should make use of the markers. I mean, it does coincide more with Doom 4's actual single player, and that's kind of my goal. I want to get something that actually feels like Doom 4 single player. So anyway, it would be cool to get your thoughts on this, because I'm not sure how what would be the best way to do this. So I left off on the last video at this point after killing all these pink demons. Ah, they're loud on my headphones. They're so loud on my headphones. I am just tonight, like I don't have enough time to really work on the final battle of this level, but I did have enough time to set up a sort of, not a secret, but a, here, let Vega tell you.
Caution. Entering. Challenge area. Admission granted.
Alright, so basically, this is a very difficult optional battle. And it's kind of out of the way, and a lot of players will probably totally miss it, because a lot of people, when they're in this spot, they're not really looking for key doors. They're just trying to stay alive. They're trying to fight. They're whatever. So what I have right here is kind of a really hard fight. Like this, I can't beat it yet. I've been trying over and over again. I died maybe about 5 times. I tweaked it a little bit. I made sure that there's no way you can cheese it. Unfortunately, I can't just put slime down here. I have to put like a trigger that looks like green slime. But this space is a fucked up fight that it's just brutal. Basically, the majority of it is dealing with specter hordes combined with imps that try to pick you off of the boxes. And the idea is that you have to take out the imps that are fighting you from afar, and then you can kind of just cheese all the specters to death. Because if you try to fight the specters legitimately, they'll just rip you a new asshole. So I also put a if you go up here, there's a poison cloud, but if you stand in this trigger, you'll see the castle is here. I don't think many people are going to get up there, though. And I put a poison cloud because I don't want people actually getting up there in a legitimate battle. Like, I want this to actually be a nearly impossible fight. I may reduce the number of pink... so, the fight starts off. Let me before I go what I'm changing currently right now, because I'm not done with this yet. The fight starts off with the specters, and then it starts to build up. It's a little bit more ranged, and then the music, everything gets more intense. It gets ready for Hell Knights, and you start running into tougher stuff, and that's when things start to build up. And then once you get past that, what you end up with is a fuck ton of mancubuses, like in every corner of the room, basically. In fact, I might take out 2 of these guys, cause this part. So while the fight itself isn't really that hard, the fight itself doesn't really come off as being super challenging. It's a really, really long fight with no health. So like every mistake just wears you down slowly, and surviving the entire battle is just ridiculous. So after you manage to take out all of these mancubi, it's mancubi, by the way. Yes, thank you, David. If there was ever a point in time to call them mancubi, this would be it right here. Dragging this guy over a little bit here. So there's a strong mix of hand-placed bad guys and predefined or scripted encounters, and they just sort of link up. A little bit of a delay, give you a chance to breathe, and it goes right into the next one, and then the final one, just fucking ridiculous. And then after that, you're greeted with a Baron. There's a Baron here. Now, one of the things that I don't like about this is that, like, especially when I was working on No Rest for the Living, I didn't feel like putting, like, everything in the game in the first fucking level. I actually kind of like having... But I don't know if that makes any sense in this case. Like, this level is not meant to be as hard as the levels that follow. Like, if I do an E1, M2, I'm going to start working up towards the thy flesh consumed kind of fuck you level stuff. Like, if I continue doing this, I'm going to get to that point. I want that. I want to see people like, dude, this shit is impossible. Stop, you know, like, or maybe see YouTube videos where I'm like, shit, I never even thought it could be done that way. Like, players of higher skill actually than me, just, you know, beating it would be like a spectacle or something to watch. I wanted to get to that point. But, no, I guess that's really it. So, yeah, you're looking at it. This is a tough fight. I've been trying to beat it. It's totally optional, but you are rewarded with both. If you're really good, you get a mega health and a chain gun. And the chain gun can be used. This is the only time you get the chain gun in this level. And it's not a regular chain gun, it's a Gatling mod chain gun. You'll be able to use that chain gun in the later area. Which is going to be... It's not going to be nearly as bad as this fight, but it's going to be a long, drawn-out battle as well, where it just sort of goes for a while, but continues to build up, and, you know, I guess that's what I'm doing. I'm just doing lots of battles that just continue to build up. Maybe I need to change that up a little bit. Well, anyway, that's progress on this so far. To go into any more detail about this, basically, this is the first time I've used a trigger relay, which is actually kind of funny to me because relays are old school Quake and yeah, they're old school Quake things. These entities go back a long time. These relays, and they still exist. And one of the funny things about this relay is that it's missing one of the fundamental properties that most relays had. But I guess you put a delay. Yeah, input delay is like one of the main ways people would make use of these relays. They'd place like 5 relays and give different delays. And then Half-Life took that and said, "Well, no, we're just going to make a multi-manager. That's a single entity that acted like X number of relays, and that was the multi-managers, and that was like the Half-Life scripting system that like one-upped everybody." Of course, to this day, nobody beats Blueprints in Unreal 4 for visual scripting. Maybe there's somebody who's doing something better. I don't know yet, but like Unreal Engine 4 is just fucking phenomenal with its blueprints. But it's funny to me to see a relay still exist, and this is the first time I had to use it, so that I can warn the player of a super challenging fight area that you can only get to if you're paying attention, because by the time you get the blue key card and you come back through here, you're probably going to be heading over to the red door. Now, I broke one of my own rules that I kept saying over and over and over again. Always make sure that the doors are visible. Well, that red door don't look very visible to me. In fact, I might have to do something where I have like this path is broken off a little bit, so that most players will either jump over it or they'll walk towards it. I might have to do something to telegraph that there is a red door here. This red door, this poor red door has been neglected because I haven't really been thinking about what's going on behind it yet. Alright, so that's that. We got the objective markers, super duper fucking hard fight that I can't even beat yet. I'm kind of wondering if other people are. Maybe, like, should I just... I know it's possible. All you have to do is not take damage. That's it. All you gotta do is not take damage, and there you go. What do you think? Yeah, I'm sure there's somebody who's just gonna fucking beat this. I don't know, but it's rough. It's really fucked up. Alright, anyway, hope you enjoyed, and that's an update on my Doom Snapmap project, and tomorrow I should have the final battle in place, and when I do, I'll probably make a video, and I'll upload it and make it available so people can check it out. But I want to try and make sure that it's polished, and I want to get a consensus on what people think about overusing these objectives. Should I just have to rethink things? Should I scrap how this is done in order to make sure that this door over here, or should I kind of just let it go for now, because maybe they'll release a patch where I can fix this stuff, because this is the kind of stuff that I cared about. I don't like confusing, muddled shit with overuses of band-aids. I like stuff that feels tight, you know, like it just works. All right, I gotta get off because I ran out of time. All right, I hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned for more. You'll probably see an update tomorrow. There you go.